It started when I got fired from Wendy's for slacking off. I needed money to pay for college, which I should have never joined. I only did for chicks and parties. And through my public display of procrastination and stupidity, I was offered a job by a group called SCP. I got the offer through my parents, who I was still living with at the time. My mom was so happy that I responsibly looked for new work after being fired, which I didn't. I thought it was a cult. The envelope had this weird logo and red paper inside. I laughed at how stupid it looked, but I didn't laugh at the actual offer. $3,000, one job, 8 hours, and the best part, all I had to do was watch TV. There was a few rules though, like I had to watch TV for the full 8 hours straight, assuming the specific show was on for that long, and they'd lock me in a room. I'd be supplied with an old TV on top of a weird desk, generic drinks and snacks for binging a show, but not a bathroom or a way out until my 8 hours was up. If I had to go, I'd pick my favorite corner. They probably did this to dissuade me from taking my time. Whenever the show wasn't on, I was expected to change the channel and frequencies until it popped up, and I could use this time to use the restroom. Once I found the show, I'd get it to a decent playing quality, then watch until it stopped airing. During this time, I had to watch the show, no matter what. I couldn't stop from morals, offense, human instinct. The only amount my eyes were allowed to leave the screen when was grabbing food or drink and blinking. I was also unallowed to turn off the TV or cameras. If I broke any of the rules, they'd leave me in here and I'd have to find my own way out, and I wouldn't be paid. Not being a complete moron, I sent my mom the location, saying if I'm not back in 12 hours to call the cops. She was having some questions about this strange job, so I put my phone on mute. It was too late to back down at this point, but I thought we'd be laughing about it in the future. Once my job began, I was locked in the room with nothing but my clothes and the things they provided. TV, cooler of soda, bag of cheap dollar store candy, a sofa, and coffee table. There were cameras all around for recording me and the TV, and a walkie-talkie if I needed help operating the TV. Once I got used to the TV controls, I was finally informed on the program I was even looking for. Laugh is fun. Laugh is life. Laugh is laugh. Same show, different title. They said that if I could pick up a station, it's likely Laugh is fun, but it's possible people are recording their own frequencies for their own reasons. At 11:43 p.m., the boredom was insane. Nearly 2 hours of scrolling back and forth. It reminded me of school. But suddenly, I found it. A very plain and half-assed title screen in a deep purple and puke yellow. Laugh is Fun, Season 34, Episode 9. I thought about how long the TV show must have been running, and why they needed me to find it if it was popular enough to get 34 seasons. The next bar of text that followed only confirmed my suspicions. Today's theme, coffee, it said in an old, lame-sounding voice. The voice added how the theme's been used multiple times, but old things can be funny in the modern generation. Just ask Jenny. The camera cuts to presumably Jenny. She's at a Starbucks drive-thru receiving a coffee. Jenny takes a greedy sip before violently jerking her head forward, spitting the coffee out. She tries to scream, but her throat steams. Her mouth bubbles and the coffee melts through her lower jaw, same as her throat and chest. The drive-thru worker starts screaming, and shortly after, others join. Jenny clings to her throat with her hands, trying to hold her veins together so she can breathe. Then a man in a blue suit steps out from the front of her car. He says, Ladies, it's okay. You're on. Laugh is fun. In unison, everyone starts laughing, including Jenny, who shortly goes limp. The coffee reaching her heart. And I didn't know what this was at the time. I thought this was... I laughed. Not a lot, but a little chuckle. I watch Adult Swim and Breaking Bad, and I'm used to gory shock humor, and that's what I thought this was. The idea of an old-looking show spending so much of its budget on gore effects and not have enough money for an official title card or host, just to use it in the first short, ruining all build-up, is inherently funny. Oh, and the unofficial host part? His name is Laughy McLaugherson. His head and face are never seen on camera, and he sucks at his job. His voice and movements are so plain, and his jokes are barely jokes. His one-liner for that was, "I'll take an iced coffee." The next video immediately starts, no fade or transition. It's another girl and a man. The man is doing dishes while the girl flips the knife and catches it out of boredom. She fails a catch and the knife impales her hand. In shock and instinct, she brings her hands to her face in a gasped expression, but she was too fast and slams her hand in her cheek, impaling her head and dying immediately. This one actually got a big laugh from me, because of how stupid it was. Laughy McLaugherson exits from a drawer, saying, "Allow me to cut in. You are on Laugh is Fun." Another lame line. The man goes from grieving the woman to laughing, dropping her. Now, besides there being a coffee jerk in the background, I don't know how this is a coffee-themed episode. It looks more like the theme was women getting facial injuries. Now, at this point, I was enjoying myself modestly. The funny bad beginning and the knife bit were alright. Not something I'd choose to watch, but I'd figure SCP was using college losers like me to find the average 20-year-old's sense of humor, and I was excited for the real show they'd make with this data. The next and last clip of my first episode was the start of my dislike. This one started with a black guy in a cream suit. It's hard to tell what he was doing, but he had a coffee cup in one hand. The hand then crushed the cup and spilled it on his groin, then started punching himself in the nuts. The man looked surprised and exaggerated, and made exaggerated pain poses, while the other hand tried to guard his junk. I was loving it up to this point. It was humorous and exaggerated, but then it just... The aggressor hand dug into the man's pocket and brought out a pocket knife, flicking it open, stabbing his crotch. Then he screamed. The scream made me think it was one of those movie intractable knives, and it was jammed or something, until he started using the knife to cut his other arm up. In the speed, he was doing this while screaming. Either this guy was the best actor I'd ever seen, or he wasn't. The bad hand quickly made work of the other arm, slicing it to the bone all around, cutting veins and muscle. At this point, the guy gets up to run, but his hand starts stabbing his legs. He falls quickly, and his hand now jabs his chest repeatedly. He slows his breathing, gurgling, unable to speak. His hand slows as if his body controlling it was actually dying. As he drops the knife through blood loss, Laughy McLaugherson pops out the screen and says, "You'll be unable to breathe once you find out you're on Laugh is Fun." The man starts laughing, the air spitting out of his open chest wounds. The camera cuts before he dies. But that wasn't survivable. It also wasn't fake. I couldn't believe anyone could perfectly act that out in one take. It cut to a monologue after that. I'll just tell you that and be done. Other episodes I saw were all worse. The monologue was Laughy McLaugherson standing in front of the background from the beginning. As he makes his lame jokes, an old laugh track repeatedly plays. Ha ha ha. What a ride, folks. We've seen coffee that's hot, coffee that's cold, and coffee that's in between. Makes you appreciate the old pot back at the office, huh? No, coffee may not energize you like you want it to, but it sure does make for good comedy. And that's what we're about here. Comedy. We're here to make you laugh.
We hoped you laughed. Thank you for laughing with us. That's what we're about here, isn't it, folks? Come laugh with us. Again next time. And remember, laugh is fun. Good night and laugh. And laugh. Just laugh. We love to laugh. Make more for laughter so as to laugh. Laugh with us. 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 Let us in. I went to black after that. No. If you're wondering why I didn't use the walkie-talkie to see if this was normal, it's because I did. But they just ignored me. I could tell they were there. I could hear their breathing. But I'm scared now because that ending, like, they want you to laugh, and I laughed at it. The group has now taken me to see what happens. Maybe this is some ring thing. That's how the movie is. Maybe I'll be fine. I don't know. The motion of breathe. The air. The air spitting blood out of his lump. The air spitting blood out of his chest wounds. Make more for laughter as is to Make more for laughter at so.
What you need is water stowing. That's what you need. But the wall. Oh, now you're speaking my language. Tell you what, to keep the whole thing down low and buy weaponry from Anglo, this whole problem is solved. Ask one. You want me, Sexton Hale, to find the last one. You're gonna be my picture. Fine. Oh, I'll get you the best. We at Manco only know the best.
Mr. Bidwell, call the director.